Is that them? My youngest cousin runs towards us and wraps her arms around me. I feel like I can't breathe. It's the first time I'm meeting her, and I'm overtaken by an instant love. I hug her back, squeezing tightly. I spot my grandmother, Maman Bozorg. It had been 6 years since I last saw her, when she visited us in Toronto. I see my other cousin, camcorder in hand, filming my mom and aunt crying and embracing. They're seeing each other for the first time in over 25 years. Here we all were, finally together, to spend 10 days in Istanbul. We rented an apartment and made it our home. Everyday tasks like cooking and making tea and doing the dishes became exciting and enjoyable. We loved walking around the city, exploring neighborhoods and visiting different shops. One night, I spotted a bowling alley and suggested we check it out. One by one, my cousins, aunt, and mom went up to the lane to play. We weren't very good, and each time we missed, we burst into laughter. A half hour into the game, my mama Bozorg stood up, declaring that she wanted to play. We couldn't believe it, but there was no argument to be had. She walked up to the lane, bent down, and grasped the heavy ball with 2 hands and pushed it forward, just missing the pins. She tried a couple more times, and when her ball finally hit a pin, we all cheered and she laughed and laughed and laughed. The rest of the trip went by so fast. Before I knew it, it was time to fly back. In Toronto, I missed waking up and having my cousins around, hearing my aunt cooking in the kitchen, and seeing my mom and Bozorg on the couch watching TV. I felt so alone. I always knew about my parents' migration story, but it felt abstract. But that summer, having to say goodbye to relatives I had deeply bonded with, and not being sure when I would see them again, I felt like I finally understood what my parents had gone through. For many Iranians who can't go back to Iran, Turkey is a place for our families to meet. It's also a place of transition, where many Iranian refugees who, like my parents had done, wait to be accepted by a country. Back in Toronto, when I met up with my band and told them about the trip, the bowling night stuck out and we turned it into a song. The first time we performed it, a couple of Iranians in the crowd came up and said how much they loved the song. Anytime we play it, I'm filled with so many memories from that summer. As I jump around the stage, strumming my bass, I suddenly don't feel like I'm so far away.
Been staying inside all day, waiting for the sun to set. Stuck watching Turkish soaps and sweating on the couch with my friends. There's a whole big